Next, we have the front section, this section. So let's go to the top view. Again, select extrude. Going to start at this point. That's pretty simple. And then we have attraction. We select this point. We add some weight to it. I'm going to make that 100. Then for this one, about 65. Good. Now, as you can see, it's kind of slanting inwards. So we're just going to select, go to the front side. Select affinity. Now first we can select everything. Hope everything is selected. And just bring it upwards. And we can use subdivision surface 2. Show subdivision surface so that the bottom side is at the bottom, okay? So the bottom side is going to cut the bottom like that. Then we're going to select the top part. Bring it up to this point, because I believe that's where the top side was. Just a little bit more to make sure it's cutting through. And then we're now going to move it towards this direction. That is the top point, yeah? Until it touches this part. Right? So it's going to cut the top at this point and the bottom at this point. Select OK and exit. Make sure it's cutting both the bottom and the top. So with those 3 surfaces, we'll have cut out this part, we'll have cut out this part, as well as the front part. So we are done with those front sides. We can go to the side profile. And on this side profile, we have a plate here that is anchoring all the way down up to this section. It's joining where we have the engines and all that on this side. So we have this plate. We're going to just create a simple plate. And then we are going to cut it using another section here and another section here. All right, that's very simple. You just select a rectangle. A rectangle. Let's make it up to that point. And then for these two sections, the front sections, you can either pull them or you can just have a separate section cutting it out here. We can just extend it like that. Go to the top section and align it with the ZX plane. Select everything, align on plane. Let me first move it towards this side. Align on plane. I need the button for picking. Let me go back here. Pick the ZY plane. Then go on alignment and align them on the ZX plane. So that's worked. That worked. Then apply. So it's right in the middle. Right in the middle. Let's go to the side profile once again. We can make it transparent. Yeah, so that's good. Then we need some surfaces to cut it to the desired shape. So we have extrude. It's really simple. So you can cut it straight, and then when you change your surface to a thick surface, a thick solid, then you can apply an edge fillet here. But we're just going to be fun and we're going to create this right here. Like so. So that's the other surface. We have to make sure it's covering the midsection. So go to the top view. And as long as it's cutting through the center, it's good. Exit. Okay. Then you have this bottom section here. Once again, this can be made using fillet. It don't have to be curved. The extrude surface don't have to be curved. But I just prefer to make my life hard and just create them myself at this point. Because it's pretty easy. So I don't see why not. So that's the other surface. We go to the top view, make sure it's cutting through the midsection. And this doesn't align on the, I don't know why this doesn't align on the XZ plane. We're gonna have to do something about that. So just drag it across this midsection. And all we have to do is select robot definition, this endpoint, and then align. We're going to align all this on that section. Reset the robot. Then set it on this point. Oh, looks like they were right. Then it must be this curve that is not very straight. It's slanted, I mean. Select everything, make it a bit wider. Reset the robot. Like that. Okay, and then we can have one cutting through this plane right here. Like that. Just go to the top view and make sure it's cutting through the midsection. Exit. So this surface, we're going to split it using these three surfaces, and it's going to create our midsection. So let's hide these 4 subdivision surfaces. So you're going to double click on hide show. And then we can create now this pocket, the passenger compartment. Go to the top view and select extrude. But there's an option here for primitive profiles. You're going to click on that, right? Then you're going to select this oval shape. And on the side here, you have more options where you can select the third one here, where one side is rounded and then one side is kind of like a rounded corner rectangle, but this side is like an oval. So we're going to select that, and then we're going to rotate this. If you hover around the corner, you can see the option to rotate. So you're going to rotate that about 180 degrees. And using this center, you can move it around. We're going to place this where we have this top profile here. And then you're going to move this. Oops, we're going to move it straight. Like that. All right, and then you can check apply. go to affinity and narrow it down. So make sure it's not touching the edges of the main profile. All right. So remember, this is an open profile, as you can see. So we're gonna have to close the lower side. Exit. We can do a little bit of adjusting. So this point is way up here. This is up to this point. These two, we can move it up to this point. And this up like that. Not so much, say about that point. Like that. So obviously we're going to add more cut planes here and here, but before we do that, we're gonna have to fill in this bottom gap. So exit, select on extrusion, make sure you selected the fill, and just select the side edges. Hold down the control button. Like so, and it's going to fill the bottom profile. So you don't have to, I don't think you have to select the corners. They should automatically fill, if I'm not wrong. Okay, let's select them and see. Okay, I think we're done. Then apply and exit. So now you've got this profile which is closed at the bottom. We can go back to side view and add more cut planes. Select on click, one right there and one right there. Exit. Now you can do more adjustments. So remember, you're focusing on the body, the profile body, not the points. So something like that. Just making sure you mimic the profile as much as possible. I'm going to select these 2 points. And the corresponding ones at the top. Maybe try to add some weight to that to make it more cornered. I don't know how that's going to play out. Now it should definitely be the other ones, sorry. So this one. So I need to make this part a little bit flat. So I've got about 50 weight on that. Apply. And we can extend this like so. Then this entire row is gonna have to come down almost to where the other surface is. You can show subdivision surface 1 to be able to see where the surface is. Okay, apply. Now for this profile here, the one that is sinking down, we're going to extrude but not fill, just all the way around. And exit. Go to affinity. Or maybe before you increase, we can select, go to side view. We can select these points. And these ones. Go to weight. And give them weight so they don't move when we move the upper ones. Then now we can select the top part. Go to affinity. Go to the top view. And it's supposed to come up to this point. Up to that point. Select this point and this point. No, we can't. Let's try to, I don't know how that will affect it. I want to make all these points to align in one line. So I can select this point to be our robot point, and then select all these other points and align. Now let's see how that affects our shape. So obviously we can't line up these two because they are all going to coincide at one point. So we can go to the side view and check. So that's okay actually. In fact, we can align these 2 points as well. Go to the top view and align them. Go back to the side view. No, they won't work well if we align them. Let's let them just remain the way they are. Let them slope to that direction. Reset the robot. Come to translation. Apply. Now this shape, we're going to align it on the previous subdivision surface 1 that we created. So we can show subdivision surface 1. Go to top view. And I'm just going to select linear propagation. Select all this edge. Go to point. And make them sharp. Then come to robot definition. Define it at this point. Then you can select this, shift all these 3 points and align them on a straight line. Reset, define the robot here. Select this point up to this one and again align. Apply. Now we need to add one more cut plane here so that when we align on body, to be able to work better, because right now we can't align this point here. So I'm going to add another cut plane here, and hopefully we can have double edges aligning on this body. So select cut plane. just one. And we want to make sure that it is outside the curvature. It's outside the raised part. We don't want to align it on the raised part. Oh, undo. Right there. Exit. Now double click. Obviously deselect these parts. And then linear propagation. Select this edge. Go back to points. We are again going to deselect these 2 points because they won't be on the surface. So those points, select alignment on body, and this is going to be the body. We're going to align them along this vertical axis. All right. You can go to the side view and make adjustments. For example, this raised part, the points that we didn't select, we're going to bring them down. Align them like that. So now we show at least these 2 edges here and on this side are aligned to this body. And this is not supposed to be inside this curvature. It's supposed to be on the outer side. Let's make that adjustment. This is supposed to be aligned on the outer side as well as this one. We can repeat. Select that, select that. Then deselect these 4 points. And again, it's alignment on body, and this is the body. We've deselected. Okay, those 4 are selected. Go to alignment on body. I think the body is already selected. And then the vertical side. Still not happy with this point being so close to the raised part. Okay, we can leave it as it is. So far so good. So that will be our passenger compartment. We can confirm this one looks like it's extending, but I don't know if it's just the top part. So you can check that using the side profile. Make sure it's not extending past. You can double click on that. Hide subdivision surface 1. Move these closer. Pull this one like so. So it has to cut through this top part. And I think our passenger compartment is done. So for most of the subdivision surfaces, I think that will be it, because for this ones we are going to use generative shape design. Just create a profile and sweep it across. The only profile I'm going to add is a very simple line. Select extrude. The main body, I'm going to cut the bottom part, say right here. So I'm just going to create a straight line like that. And just make sure it's cutting through the middle section. So if it's cutting through, then that's fine. But also make sure you don't raise it to cut the top part, just the bottom part. Then escape. And lastly, go to the top part. There's this one here. Okay. And then we're going to show subdivision surface 2, because it will be splitting subdivision surface 2. Okay. Then that's okay. Then you can hide these two. And now we've done all the part, I think, on subdivision surfaces. So all that is left now is to go to the GSD workbench and start to split the surfaces, starting with the main component, of course, which is this one, the main body. So we just be splitting and reducing this whole surface to what we have in the picture. So let's get to the next part. You just select product 2, go to GSD workbench, and make sure you save your work. So don't forget to save your progress. And let's start with the splitting now.